And so after lunch and learn, you will literally be watching me eat lunch, and we will be learning about BDSM. Hi everyone, welcome to Domina Chase's Humanistic BDSM Lunch and Learn. You might notice I actually have makeup on today. That is completely an accident because I forgot that it was Wednesday and that there is a lunch and learn. The only reason why I remembered it is because I was scrolling through my Facebook and someone had posted a selfie and was like, "Happy Hump Day, everybody!" I'm like, oh, it is hump day. Crap. I have a lunch and learn to do. And I'm here just dicking around playing with makeup. And yeah, so at least I look like a decent human person instead of being like my llama onesie. So, as I just have given you this very long preface, I don't have anything prepared. But let's talk about appearances since that's what's on my mind. So, I think that one of the struggles that people have is, do they look the part? Do they sound the part? Do I'm like, oh, I don't look like a dominatrix. I don't look like a submissive. I think that, so what are those stereotypes, right? First, dom, sub, gender, being male or female, but then we can dig into gender expression of you know that each person will find the blend of masculine or feminine or neutral presentation that they prefer. So that's one of the tenets of humanistic BDSM. If you are new to the community, is we are radically inclusive, and as much as possible try to make the language that we use inclusive as well. So why do I bring that up? I think that oftentimes, like when we're in social situations, especially I'm thinking like dating and dating sites, you just never know until you ask. Um, that it is definitely valid to have an aesthetic preference. That's fine. Um, you know, that's one I think is sometimes a slippery slope between like, oh, you just don't like me because, I'm XYZ. And someone is very calmly and, legitimately saying that this is my preference. Some people like, dark hair. Some people like dark eyes. Some people like someone who is short. Spoiler alert, I'm Asian and I'm 5'2" on a good day. You just never know. But where this can become harmful is when you start attributing, you know, that's where I think it becomes harmful, is that it's not just your preference, but you start attributing characteristics to people without ever getting to know them, just based on the way that they look. And that can also include with BDSM. So, how does this pertain to you? What can you do about it? Well, here's the thing. Is it doesn't matter if you're, one of the things that Patrick has actually spoken about, or written a blog post about, is being confused when they were younger about, oh, I'm a male, but I like to be submissive. Well, you don't have to look a certain way. If you want to dress in what is considered a very aggressive style and wear spikes everywhere and have like a spiky mohawk, and I think if you're a part of this community, you're gonna laugh because you're probably thinking of someone who does have that aesthetic, but they are the kindest, sweetest, most genuine person you know. And on the flip side, you, it is definitely valid for you to like everything pink and fluffy and soft, and pastel, and and just be the most cruel sadist out there. So I think that that's where the humanistic BDSM is really helpful, is that we want to invite everyone to be their most authentic self so that they can, you know, they can express their gender however they want. It could be that based on that day or that hour. And that they can also express their kink self however the way they want in that intersection. I know that that has something that I've actually personally have had to combat. It's been a while, but I like to wear what I call my cat suit. And instead of like the traditional, like, cat suit, just for people who are not familiar with it, because we do have an international audience, just think of like a skin tight, like neck, or maybe like it's open, but like form fitting, just like body glove, I guess is the best way to explain it. If you don't know what a cat suit is, it's just like a one piece suit that's pretty tight. But I use as my cat suit. I like to wear my Hello Kitty t-shirt and be playful. And people were very like, "Oh, well, you don't look like a dominatrix." And I have this very like bright personality and very bright as well, I don't, it's like a, well, it's bright for like a goth, I guess. Like I like to wear black with like a pop of like neon pink or neon yellow. That's just kind of that's how I like to roll. And I've definitely been challenged on like, are you sure you're a dominatrix? Is That's why should do you even, it almost became a thing of like, do you even belong here? Do you yeah, let's stick with that. Do you belong here? And ooh, you have a big, so you can't see it, but we're live right now, and a big question from one of our viewers is well, my Foxy was regarding that. Yes. Okay, we can wait until later. So I just like to make sure that I'm serving the audience. But so if this is something that you've experienced, and it can be really harmful. So if you want to put that in the comments below, or maybe affirm people who have experienced that, share that experience. So I'll just share how I overcame this. As you can tell from my face, I'm like kind of like reliving the moment, because it did make me question, like, do I belong here? Am I really a dom? Like, did I commit some sort of social faux pas? Have I offended? I was just showing up as my authentic self, because this was before I was like Domina Chase with the fake name, with the scene name. At this time I was just a regular old participant in activities, and I went by my normal name. So I just wanted to show up in my normal clothes. Maybe a little like jazzed up, like sexy version, but still just me. And thankfully, it was in an environment where I felt safe and there were people that I knew. So I was able to and who have had already like spoken into me and affirmed me. So like while I experienced that moment, I was able to quickly get over it. And how, but what if you didn't have that? So I guess for today's today's live stream is it's okay. It's okay to be you, however you want to be. If you want to do BDSM in normal street clothes, you know, show up in, I mean, obviously respect if there's a dress code of the venue, but you can be kinky in jeans, a t-shirt, sneakers. You don't have to be anything in anything elaborate. You don't have to wear makeup. You don't have to wear a gold tiara. That's just, this is what I've been wearing all day. You don't have to, you can just be you, and you are valid as your kink self. And yeah, so and maybe as you're walking through the community and you're going through events, be that person who affirms other people. If you see someone who's maybe a little uncomfortable, maybe new, because you don't know where they're coming from. Maybe they just don't have, maybe they're not in a supportive environment where they can walk out the door wearing something more outlandish, or maybe they just don't have the financial capacity because a myriad of reasons. They have that, even coming to a BDSM club was a huge splurge for them, and their budget that week, you just don't know, is that to look beyond the appearances just happens to be with BDSM. I hope that you're comfortable with who you are, and being, and this is me seeing you. You are a kink person. If that's how you identify, you definitely are right now. No matter what you're wearing, no matter where you're at, if that's how you identify, that's you, okay? And I hope that that if you're watching and you're listening to this, that you can take that energy and put that out in the world. So yeah, I guess I don't really have too much to teach today. Just kind of wanted to share a personal experience and pass that along, and that it's not unusual. You're not alone, and hopefully that's changing, and we as the humanistic BDSM can definitely lead that change. Well, that's it for me. Anything new? Oh my gosh, I forgot. Okay, so maybe next week I will actually talk about Patrick's post. He did a post on gunplay, and don't tell him, but I haven't read it yet. I was next to him as he was writing it, so I know he has really great points in it. Well, that's it for me today. I know that this gets put out on social media, on I think TikTok and YouTube, as well as the private Facebook. If you want to interact with the group, join Humanistic BDSM. Because I don't really do TikTok. That's my social media manager. All right, and he will not respond. That is, he just does the social media stuff. Okay, please do not traumatize him because he does really great work. That's it for me today. I will talk to you next week. All right. See you, everybody. Bye.